Hi guys, today's question is from PSLE 2023, Booklet A, question number 70. And it's an MCQ question, so remember the 3 steps. Number 1, read the question. Identify what exactly the question is asking. Number 2, analyze the information given in the question. And finally, apply the method of elimination to arrive at our answer. So Chiming held a magnet A on a slope. When he placed magnet B at the top of the slope, magnet B moved down the slope before coming to a stop. What forces acted on the magnet when it stopped? So the question is, identify the forces that are acting on the magnet when it stopped. So when I look at this, right, I'm going to analyze the question, right? When he placed magnet B at the top of a slope, magnet B moved down. Now, a force is needed to move a stationary object, and every time an object moves, I know there's friction acting on it. So I know that as the object moves, friction opposes the motion. Where is the friction? Friction is between the magnet and the surface of the wrap. And friction is opposing this movement. Anytime something moves, friction opposes the movement. And I also know that this is probably conducted in a science lab or somewhere on Earth. And on Earth, gravity is always acting on the object. So in this case, gravity is acting on the magnet, and gravity exerts a pull force on the magnet, and that is what actually caused the magnet to start moving. Okay? Gravity was pulling it down, and that gravity caused the object to start moving. So I know gravity is definitely there. I know friction is definitely there. Now we're going to look at magnetic force. Now, eventually, when magnet B came down, it came to a point where it stopped moving. Now remember, there's one force pulling it down. So far, there's one force opposing that motion. And however, in this case, suddenly, why does it come to a stop? Is because there is an extra force opposing the motion. There was an extra force that opposes this motion, and that is why it caused it to stop. Now, in the question, I know that there are magnets, and I know there's 2 kinds of forces magnets exert. Number 1 is a magnetic force of attraction. However, if it was attraction, it will pull it down faster because now 2 forces are pulling it down, right? If it was a magnetic force of attraction, magnet B would move down faster because besides gravity, there is also magnetic force of attraction attracting it down. But that is not the case in this question. In this question, magnet B comes to a stop. So I know it is not a magnetic force of attraction. However, it is a magnetic force that opposes this motion, which acts in the opposite direction. So it is pushing it upwards. And I know that this is a magnetic force of repelling, right? Or repulsion. Okay, so these 2 magnets have their like poles facing each other. Because their like poles are facing each other, they start to repel each other. So is magnetic force acting on it? Yes. So is magnetic force of repulsion, which is acting on magnet B. So when I go through the options, let's look at it. I know friction should definitely be there because it was moving and it stopped moving. Gravity should definitely be there. Gravity is always there, no matter where it is. On Earth, gravity is always present. But in this particular question, gravity is what causes it to move as well, right? And magnetic force is definitely there. Based on that, I know my answer is option number 4. So remember, applying these 3 steps always helps us to arrive at the correct answers. See you kids at the next video. Thank you.